Advent, Day 15. Waiting on God's refreshment. A reading from Isaiah 35. The desert and the parched land will be glad. The wilderness will rejoice and blossom. Like the crocus, it will burst into bloom. It will rejoice greatly and shout for joy. The glory of Lebanon will be given to it, the splendor of Carmel and Sharon. They will see the glory of the Lord, the splendor of our God. Strengthen the feeble hands, steady the knees that give way. Say to those with fearful hearts, be strong, do not fear. Your God will come. Your God will come with vengeance, with divine retribution. He will come to save you. Then will the eyes of the blind be opened, and the ears of the deaf unstopped. Then will the lame leap like a deer, and the mute tongue shout for joy. Water will gush forth in the wilderness, and streams in the desert. The burning sand will become a pool, the thirsty ground bubbling springs. In the haunts where jackals once lay, grass and reeds and papyrus will grow. And a highway will be there. It will be called the way of holiness. It will be for those who walk on that way. The unclean will not journey on it. Wicked fools will not go about on it. No lion will be there, nor any ravenous beast. They will not be found there. But only the redeemed will walk there, and those the Lord has rescued will return. They will enter Zion with singing. Everlasting joy will crown their head. Gladness and joy will overtake them, and sorrow and sighing will flee away. An Advent Reflection by Lauren Wright Pittman. When I thought about this piece, I read the first few verses of the passage until a phrase stuck in my head. Like the crocus, the desert shall blossom abundantly and rejoice with joy and singing. I thought about painting a study of a crocus flower. One zoomed in on the subtle shifts and shades of purple. However, when I began to roll the phrase around in my head, I felt the need to paint the colors of the desert. The text says the desert blossoms like a crocus, not with crocuses. I almost missed the desert for the flowers. For me, flowers are evident metaphors for joy and a clear testament to God's magnificence. After all, Emerson wrote, "Earth laughs in flowers." My initial instinct was to transform the desert with flowers, but instead I think I need to see the desert for what it is. The desert is often associated with desolation, scarcity, and death, but it's really a place of surprising, subversive beauty, a place of meeting the divine. I found myself grabbing paints I don't typically use, mauve, ochres, pale greens, and dusty pinks. My painting intuition doesn't often lead me to desert colors because I'm drawn to deeply saturated hues I find more obviously beautiful. It takes a bit more effort to see the desert as a place of abundance, an overwhelming worship of our Creator. But I think this intentional shift in seeing is part of what it means to prepare the way during Advent. What would it look like to delight in elements of creation you often overlook? How can you help the parched places of your corner of the world blossom into new life? God of the watching ones, the waiting ones, your good word for our souls, that we might find rest. God of the watching ones, the waiting ones, the slow and suffering ones, and of the angels in heaven, and of the child in the womb, give us your benediction, your good word for our souls, that we might rest and rise in the kindness of your company.